Does he really love me? Man, if I could just know what's in his brain, if I could just figure it out, and I just don't understand his logic. They make no sense to me. Men make no sense to me. If that's how you're feeling, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, I'm hoping to give you some clarity so that you can figure out whether he really loves you or if he still loves you. And also, in general, understand men better. My name is Carolin Hauser. I'm your intimacy and love and relationship coach. In order for you to not miss any of my upcoming videos, which I'm publishing right now Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. Pacific time, make sure to find the subscribe button on my channel, which is like a little bell, and click it so that you get notified every time a new video is published. And they're all around intimacy, having an amazing love life, creating amazingly bonded physically and energetically and emotionally good feeling unions. And so why should you listen to me? I spent my teenage years suffering from anorexia and bulimia and really a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression, and it took a lot of work on my part to reclaim my soul and find my light. And I've been able to do so because I came across a modality called family constellations. I came across that work about 23 years ago and got hooked on it and started studying it and learning it. And I've been helping people really become who they are and free themselves from all the crap that's holding them back, and all the crap that's making them doubt themselves, and all the crap that's sneaking in when it comes to relationships and destroying relationships. So I'm very good at what I do. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of people really shift emotional stuff and belief systems and even deep ingrained trauma and subconscious patterns so that they can have the life and the relationship that they desire. I've helped myself in the process as well. I have a thriving Facebook group. I have a couple books, and it's my hope that now it's your turn to get my help, and that's your turn that I can help you. And so with that, let's look at why. First of all, why is it that we as women, doubt so much? Why do we not feel it? Men are wired differently. Men, their emotions are way more stable than ours. I have heard it described somewhere where basically men have a big love tank and women have a more smaller love tank, and our love tank just gets emptied faster, and that's why we seek connection more. That's why we need connection more. I can tell you that men want connection and want to spend time just as much as us. For us women, we have a different logic than men. Right? For a man, just sitting there with you on the couch and watching a movie is spending time. For you, that is not satisfactory. Right? As women, we desire attention and deep connection and one-on-one time. And chances are that what you guys are doing is very satisfying for your man and not for you, because we're just wired differently. In my own life, what has helped me to, and I will get to like how you can figure out if he really truly loves you or not, and seeing if it's just if part of it is why you're asking that question is just because you're not feeling safe and secure in the relationship, or if he's truly doing things where your question is justified. I'll get there in a moment, I promise. So what's helped me to really start feeling settled and good in relationships was learning about attachment styles. There's 3 different ones: secure, anxious, and avoidant. And they all get developed when we're babies. So for somebody who has developed an anxious attachment style, most likely as a baby, they were tended to sometimes and sometimes not. So you learned that you were somewhat important, but you also learned that if you behaved better, or if you did something that the other person wanted, if you were more pleasant, if you cried less, then there were better chances of you getting what you want. So you learned that you had to be somebody different in order to be loved and get your needs met. And when we do that, we abandon ourselves, and then it gets even more tricky, right? Then we don't feel good about ourselves, and then we question and just feel wobbly all over. So most likely the reason why you're asking this question is because you might have somewhat of an anxious attachment style. Now, when somebody's securely attached, they really had an experience of being loved and being tended to, and they experienced that they are capable of receiving what they need, and they didn't have to change who they are. They were just loved for who they were, basically. Most of the time when you're a secure person, you know that you're loved and you feel loved, and you don't need to ask that question unless you are with somebody who has an avoidant attachment style. Avoidant people, or people that develop an avoidant attachment style, as babies, they were rarely tended to, and they decided, or they figured out, or they decided that the safest is if they just rely on themselves, even though they are the ones that have the greatest longing for somebody to be there for them. When they really have that, when they have somebody that loves them, the alarm bells goes off, because all these 3 attachment styles are survival programs. And so survival, everything that's connected to our survival program is make us strong in our subconscious. It's way stronger than our conscious mind. And so when you, as a secure person, are together with somebody who has avoidant tendencies, it can bring out the anxious in you and make you question things. So how do you find out whether he is somebody who is avoidant or secure? You can only tell over time, and you can tell by the way that you feel. When you're with somebody and they have somebody with an avoidant attachment style, they will be able to get close to you, but then they will have to push you away. And it will feel like over time that you're going crazy. If you're with somebody like that, then most likely that person has a hard time truly loving you. And unless they were willing to work on healing these attachment issues, which is possible, it would be detrimental to you to stay with that person. Now, if it's a guy who is secure and he's just trying to figure out where he stands with you, he might also create a little bit of distance with you and might be needing a little bit of space. But it's more for him to just really process his own feelings and figure out where he stands with you. Overall in this, if you're asking this, to me that means that what would be most helpful to you is to learn to understand men better in general. Because when we do, we can start seeing that even when they don't say that they love us, they still do. So many times when I work with my female clients, they have the same issue. They're doubting. They're not because guys are not necessarily lovey-dovey, or not always, right? They're single-focused. When they're focused on work, they're focused on work, and you could interpret that as, oh, he's not at all thinking of me, which is not true, generally, when you ask the guys. So the more you learn about the differences, and the differences are not that great between the genders, but there are some, the more you set yourself up for success in terms of not getting your feelings hurt, and also in terms of not creating drama where there really doesn't need to be drama, because there's things that we as women do that make it less likely for men to be wanting to be around us, even if he loves us. When we have behaviors that are right, if we don't have our anxiety under control and project it onto him and make it so that he can't help us, then it becomes very unpleasant for him to be around us. That's a whole nother topic. So essentially, what I want to invite you is to pay attention to your feelings, knowing that there might be validity to it. And I also encourage you to learn more about the attachment styles. If you do think it has to do with your own anxiety and your own anxious attachment style, I'm inviting you to book a session with me, just to explore. There are free sessions basically where we talk about this, and I'll share with you a little bit more how I would help you basically overcome. There's an energetic process that I do with people to overcome or basically help you shift into a more secure attachment style, because most of the time when you can become empowered, and what helps empowering you is learning about men and learning how they tick and what it means when they do something, and having feminine practices that keep you grounded in out of fight or flight in your nervous system, those two things, then you're in a much better place to actually have a clear perception of the other person and see whether he's really somebody that loves you or doesn't love you. So I hope this was helpful. I do have some more resources. I have other related videos that I invite you to check out. And I do have the free Facebook group also. The link to that is in the description below. And I do have a free masterclass where I teach couples to reconnect and go a little bit deeper in all of what I've just shared. That's free of charge also. The link to that is below in the description. I hope this was helpful. If it was, press the like button. Join my Facebook group, watch the other related videos, and share this with your friends. All my love to you, and until the next video, bye bye.